Hi everyone, my name is Grace So and I'm an Angelic Reiki Master and Intuitive Counselor. Today I'm actually going to share with you my second near-death experience and how that has changed the course of my life. So I actually had a premonition of this experience before it happened. I just didn't have any idea when it was going to happen, just that it was going to happen. Basically, about 30 years ago, a friend of mine had invited me to spend some time with her and some friends at a cottage at Wasaga Beach on a long weekend. They had already taken the week off and was already at the cottage. So after work on a Friday, I took the bus to meet them there. As I was drifting off to sleep on the bus, I felt and heard this angel. And he said that they were going to help me as I had been praying for a sign regarding my direction in life. He said that there was something, that something will happen soon and to not worry about it. And that everything was going to be fine. And so I thought it meant that there was going to be a sign that will illuminate for me what I needed to do with my life. So all weekend I was hyper alert to what that was. My friends knew that something was on my mind, as I wasn't as jubilant in getting into the swing of partying and drinking with them. I actually even questioned why I was even there, as it wasn't my kind of scene. Okay, so anyway, when it came time for us to leave, I was disappointed that I didn't get any sign or clarity about my life's direction or purpose. And so as we got in the car to head home, I remember there were three men sitting in front of the car, and there were three women at the back, and I was sitting near the right rear window, and I started to fall asleep, and I felt this incredible bright light energy descend and envelop me. And then I heard a huge bang. I saw myself suddenly out of my body and flying around the earth. I was so joyful to be free. The earth looked so beautiful and so serene. It was like a beautiful garden. And then I heard my angels calling me to come back, and I really didn't want to. So I tried hiding from them. As I was playing this hide and seek from them, I heard kind of like this noise in the distance, and it sounded like this gigantic machine that was churning. And I suddenly knew what it was, and I was afraid. So I tried hiding behind a big oak tree. I knew deep within my being, my soul, not to get caught by that machine, because I had an immediate image of what it was. It was a soul catcher. And that if I was caught in that machine, God knows where I would end up being. So anyway, all of a sudden, I felt an angel beside me, and he encouraged me to go with him, and so I did. And he brought me back beside my body, and I saw there were three other angels working on my body. I asked them what they were doing, and they said that they were strengthening the magnet in it so that I could be here more fully, as I had a propensity to pop out and leave. I don't know whether that has to do with the trauma that I experienced as a child, and I tend to just leave, right? So anyway, meanwhile, the electronic sounding machine was getting louder and louder and closer and closer. I really didn't want to go back inside my dense body. I felt so free and light out of it, but there was so much love, literally so much love pouring out of these four angels, that I felt their love, their encouragement, and their support. So anyway, I then felt myself pop back into my body, and before they left, one of them said that I was soon going to meet someone who will be able to help me with my purpose. And and that after meeting him, and if I decided not to go through with it, then I would be released from this mission, and then I could leave. So I then felt a blanket of peace literally come over me, and the angels all left, but I could still feel their presence around me. So then all of a sudden I heard voices of people calling my name. I felt myself pop open my eyes, and I saw this fireman in front of me. I heard him speak and ask me all sorts of questions, like what was my name and what day it was. I tried to speak, but I couldn't, and after a few minutes, when I felt I was finally back in my body, I was able to answer his questions. It was slow at first because I felt it was so foreign to speak. The words felt so dense and heavy. So when they were satisfied that I could move my head, I could move my arms and legs, I was carried to the ambulance where we were all taken to the hospital to get checked out. Okay? And so as we were waiting in the waiting room of the hospital, I finally got the whole story about what happened. Apparently, as we were driving south on the highway, someone who was driving north on the highway had suddenly had a heart attack, and he was in our lane. So since it was a one lane going north and one lane going south, we couldn't avoid the collision. Our car was literally totaled. Everyone was fine, and I apparently was the only one that had lost consciousness. I had asked my friends how long I was out, and they said it was only for a few minutes, but I felt it was like hours when I was with my angels. So after we got released from the hospital, I knew things were different. I didn't know how, but I just knew that to truly accomplish my task of discovering what my purpose was on this earth, I had to double down on my efforts to heal from deep within my soul. So that's when my own healing journey began. I started to take all kinds of courses on energy healing and all kinds of modalities. And then 1 year later, I was invited to watch an introduction video on the final elimination of the source of fear, where Saratoga Ocean channeled Archangel Michael. And as I watched this video of Archangel Michael talking about this topic, about the final elimination of source of fear, I felt my entire being within me say, yes, I accept this mission. I had no idea what that meant at the time, but I went to the live event anyway because my heart said, yes, I have to do this. You know, I have been praying for help, for clarity, for direction of what my next step was in my life for many years, because I wasn't happy living the life that was carved out for me by my parents, by society, and even my friends. You know, I realized deep down inside of me that in order to make any headway in my own life, it was a necessary step for me to take, which was to eliminate the source of fear from within me. So before I heard about the final elimination of the source of fear event, I found that whenever I took a step forward, I always felt I was taking 2 steps back. Like if this invisible energy was kind of like pulling me back. And it was literally really frustrating because I felt deep inside of me that I could do so much more, and I was capable of a lot more than what was manifesting in my life. So after participating in the live event, I found myself getting stronger and clearer the more I took action in my life. I no longer felt I was being pulled back, you know, by this invisible force. But each action that I took led me to the next opportunity and the next and the next. Okay, it wasn't until many years later it became clear to me how important that event was that was offered by Archangel Michael and Telstar and Saratoga Ocean. I soon realized that as I evolved, it became clearer and clearer what my gifts were and what my purpose was in being here on this earth, which is really about facilitating healing and helping people find their life's purpose. It's always been my deepest and heartfelt longing to know the truth, and I felt I found it. It was such a relief. I felt like I came home to myself. I didn't have to go to Hawaii or Machu Picchu to find myself. I didn't have to follow any religion or gurus to find myself. I didn't even have to take ayahuasca to find myself. All I had to do was to take that evolutionary step to eliminate the source of fear with the help of Archangel Michael and Telstar. And I literally felt free from within. I felt unencumbered from the phenomenon that was keeping me locked down in a finite reality, that did not match what I knew was in my heart and in my soul. So it really was an event that changed my life and connected me to a deeper reality that I know is within each and every one of us. It is an opportunity and a gift that this process is here on this earth. It is no longer offered as a live event, but there is an online course by Saratoga Ocean called Ascension Power, Trust the Light Within, that includes this powerful process of the final elimination of the source of fear. So if you're interested in learning more about it, click on the link below to find out more. Okay? For me, it took a lot to get to this point, but there is no going back once I made an evolutionary statement to evolve, to wake up, to embody all that I am in truth and in the full presence of who I really am. And I know you can too. Okay? I truly believe it's time. It's time for all of us to lift the veils that have shrouded us from the truth of who we really are, and to finally go home to a place within our hearts where we can create a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and happiness, so that every cell of our being exudes and radiates with light and with power. I mean, that is our birthright. So there's no such thing as suffering and poverty and war and aging and death and dying anymore on the surface of this earth. When you do this process, you realize that truth. So I tried escaping from this reality through death, and it didn't work. And as I evolved, I soon realized that anything that is not created from love is just an illusion. And when we finally wake up to this fact, we will have a chance to create the life we long to live, and to really heal this planet once and for all. Okay? So I hope this sharing has been helpful to you. I wish you guys a lot of love, support, and blessings in creating a beautiful life that you yourself love. And I hope you find your purpose, because you have purpose, you have gifts that are necessary for this planet. I mean, I think that's why you're here. So have a wonderful week. I wish you much love and blessings, okay? May the angels be with you forever and ever. Take care, everyone.